Remember the Cleaver family: Ward, June, Wally, and of course, Theodore the Beaver. On the surface, their world in the late 1950s seemed like the perfect slice of American life. But what if I told you that behind that calm facade of picket fences and loving parents, there was a whole world of unbelievable secrets, heartbreak, and rebellion? What if I told you the actress who played the flawless June Cleaver wore a pearl necklace to hide a physical flaw? Or that one of the young stars quit the show because of an embarrassing secret? This isn't just a list. This is the real story of Leave It to Beaver, a show that shaped a generation, and the hidden truths its stars lived with. This is a journey back in time, and if you're ready to relive some of the best days of your life, hit that subscribe button right now. We're starting with number 20, and trust me, they only get weirder from here. 20. The most expensive episode. On May 6, 1961, American audiences were glued to their screens for an episode called In the Soup. They had no idea it was the most expensive episode in the show's history. The plot seemed so simple. Beaver and his friend gaze at a giant billboard of a bowl of steaming soup. His friend dares him to climb up and see if the soup is real. And of course, Beaver accepts. He climbs into the giant fake soup bowl and gets stuck. The whole town goes into a frenzy. The fire department is called in, and viewers were on the edge of their seats with every shot. To pull off that incredible scene, the crew had to build two massive billboards, one for outdoor wide shots and a giant replica on a soundstage for close-ups. In 1961, that technique meant the cost soared to nearly $50,000. Can you imagine? An average episode budget was $30,000 to $40,000. The boy who played Beaver, Jerry Mathers, said this was the scene everyone asks about whenever they talk about the show. Not just because it was iconic, but because it almost broke the show's bank. After In the Soup, producers had to cut costs by using more minor characters and cheaper sets to make up for the lavish soup billboard. Do you remember watching this episode as a kid? Let me know in the comments below. 19. The real reason Jerry Weil left the show. Jerry Weil played Judy Hensler, Beaver's mischievous yet sharp classmate. She appeared in 31 episodes before she suddenly left the show. For decades, fans wondered why. The truth is much more painful. Decades later, Jerry revealed the real reason. Her body had started changing, and it made her extremely uncomfortable on set. She told Remind magazine that the producers would use ace bandages to cover her developing breasts. She recalled one particularly embarrassing scene, a baseball game where she hit a home run. She had her period for the first time, and the scene required her to spin around while wearing a long skirt. She was terrified a sanitary pad would show. I had grown up and the boys didn't go through this, but for me, it became obvious and impossible to hide, she said. After that stress and embarrassment, Jerry knew she'd had enough. She decided to walk away from the show on her own. She once read that she was fired, but that wasn't true. They didn't fire me, I let them go. That's the real story, she said. It was a decision that closed a painful chapter, but opened up a path to personal growth for her. 18. Hugh Beaumont could never fully enjoy the show. He was the ideal American dad, calm, wise, and always there with the right advice. But behind the serene smile of Ward Cleaver, actor Hugh Beaumont carried a secret wound. In 1959, just as the show was entering its third season, his family was involved in a tragic car accident while traveling to visit him in Hollywood. The car carrying his wife, son, and mother-in-law lost control. His mother-in-law was killed and his son was seriously injured. The tragedy struck just as his career was skyrocketing. While America adored Ward Cleaver for Beaumont, the show was now tied to a painful memory. Colleagues remember he would often show up on set with a gentle expression, but his heart was heavy with loss. He was professional, but detached, as if his spirit never truly escaped the shadow of that accident. It's a tragic irony. He was the symbol of the perfect American family for millions, but for him, each episode was a painful reminder of the price he had to pay, a private pain he was forced to hide behind a calm facade. 17. Larry Mondello vanished due to fear of fame. Remember the chubby, troublemaking friend of Beaver, Larry Mondello? He was a fan favorite, the comic relief. But suddenly, after season 3, he disappeared without explanation. The script offered no reason, and viewers just woke up one day to find the familiar boy was gone. For years, rumors swirled. Some said his parents wanted to keep him away from fame, but the real reason, according to Barbara Billingsley, the actress who played June Cleaver, was more complicated. She said it was Rusty Stevens' mother who was the problem. She was reportedly overly intrusive and difficult on set, frustrating the entire crew. That, combined with his family moving from California to Philadelphia, made his disappearance permanent. One of the funniest, most mischievous characters on 1950s television just vanished. The show quickly introduced a new character, Gilbert Bates, to fill the void. But for true fans, the absence of Larry Mondello was impossible to ignore. Who was your favorite side character from the show? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 16. The actors were close in real life. The sibling bond between Wally and Beaver was so real, it extended far beyond the soundstage. Jerry Mathers and Tony Dow genuinely saw each other as brothers in real life. Jerry wrote in his memoir, "Tony and I have been good friends since we met in 1957. Their chemistry was so authentic that viewers mistook them for actual brothers. Unlike many co-stars who drift apart, their bond only grew stronger. When the show ended, they continued to work together on stage. Mathers even recounted that Dow once gave up a house renovation job just to work with him again. Their friendship was for life, enduring through career challenges and fading fame. Despite their on-screen roles, in real life, Jerry was the older brother, while Tony was the youngest. But on camera, they played their parts so naturally that audiences truly believed Tony Dow was born to be Beaver's protective older brother. 15. The show's stars weren't allowed to watch it. Can you imagine being one of the most famous kids in America, but not being allowed to watch the show you're in? That was the reality for Jerry Mathers and Tony Dow. Tony revealed that producers instructed his parents to forbid him from watching the program. The reason was stern and cold. They were afraid the kids would get a big head. They feared the spotlight would make the boys arrogant, and they would lose the innocence that made their characters so appealing. While millions of viewers were laughing at Beaver's mischief and Wally's maturity, the two boys were completely separated from the cultural phenomenon they helped create. Tony even admitted that many years later, he still hadn't seen all the episodes he appeared in. It's a true paradox. They became idols without ever knowing what those idols looked like on screen. 14. The first toilet on television. In October 1957, the episode Captain Jack quietly achieved a shocking cultural milestone. In the episode, Wally and Beaver decide to raise an alligator. The question was where to hide it. The answer stunned America. They decided to hide it in the water tank of a toilet. For a brief moment, the small screen displayed the lid and tank of a toilet, something American television had considered completely taboo for decades. In the 1950s, even mentioning a toilet was impolite, let alone showing one. The network censors reacted strongly, initially prohibiting any toilet imagery. After tense negotiations, producers were only allowed to show the tank and the flush handle. A partial compromise, but enough to make history. Those few seconds sparked a quiet revolution. 13. Tony Dow was a junior Olympics diving athlete. Before becoming America's favorite older brother, Tony Dow was an accomplished athlete. He was a junior Olympics diving champion. He began training at the age of 5, and by the age of 9, he had even set a record in his age group. With his athletic build and discipline, many coaches were certain he was on his way to the real Olympics. His dream was to one day compete for the U.S. team. But fate had a different script for him. One day, his mother took him to an audition. He wasn't even interested. But thanks to his bright face and natural demeanor, he was cast as Wally Cleaver. From then on, the swimming pool gave way to the soundstage, and his Olympic dreams became a Hollywood reality. Are you surprised by Tony Dow's athletic background? Let me know in the comments. 12. The characters aged with the actors. One of the things that made the show so unique was that the characters were allowed to grow up in real time with the actors. When the series started, Beaver was just a second grader, getting into mischievous adventures. Wally, his older brother, was a teenager, experiencing the awkwardness of puberty. Instead of freezing them at a certain age, the writers made a bold choice. They let them grow on screen. Over 6 seasons, Wally transformed from a high school kid with a girlfriend, preparing for adulthood. Beaver, meanwhile, experienced the first lessons of responsibility and honesty. By the end of the series, Wally had graduated high school, and Beaver was leaving elementary school. This process of growing up with the characters created a rare sense of realism for viewers. 11. Jerry Mathers was not in I Love Lucy. This is one of the most persistent rumors in television history. For decades, fans believed they had found a hidden secret, that Jerry Mathers appeared on an episode of I Love Lucy. In the 1953 episode, Ricky's Old Girlfriend, a small boy with bright, innocent eyes looked so much like Jerry that everyone was convinced. But Jerry Mathers repeatedly denied it. On his official Facebook page, he clarified, "Although the boy in the dream scene may resemble me, I never appeared in any episode of I Love Lucy." The truth was further confirmed by production records, which listed the boys as twins, Joseph and Michael Mayer. Mathers' name was never on the list. So there you have it. The first 10 facts about Leave It to Beaver reveal that even the most perfect family on TV had its own set of shocking and sometimes heartbreaking behind-the-scenes stories. From the most expensive episode in the show's history to the real reason a young star quit, the Cleaver family was a lot more complicated than we thought. But the secrets don't stop here. In the next video, we'll uncover even more unbelievable facts, like the truth behind June Cleaver's pearls, the mystery of the first toilet on TV, and the real reason the show ended. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a single one. Join us in the next episode for the rest of this journey back in time.